Hi everyone, Miss Colasso here. So I'm making this video to show you how to analyze a food web. So you're going to see a lot of problems showing you a very similar model that we see here. And I want you to really think about the structure as well as the flow of interactions within this model. So the way that food webs are structured is very similar to what you may have seen with a food chain or a food pyramid. We're going to have our primary producers at the bottom. So for us in this model, that is the grass. Then we're going to have our primary consumers, our secondary consumers, our tertiary consumers, and sometimes you may even see a quaternary consumer. So it's going to go up in level, okay? So now the key thing here for analyzing these is understanding what the arrows represent. So in food webs, the arrows are representing where the energy is going. So you might ask yourself, okay, how are these organisms getting energy? What energy are we talking about? So I need you to think back to photosynthesis and cellular respiration. So grass does the process of photosynthesis. So that is how it is getting its energy. It is making its energy and transferring it to the organisms that eat the grass. Okay? Organisms create energy through cellular respiration. Remember our ATP. So that is how other organisms are going to be able to get that energy. Now, we want to remember that there is an energy loss within each level, but we'll talk about that in another video. But for now, I want you to just think about the arrows representing where the energy is going. So now, a really key thing here with answering problems related to the food web is knowing what's going to happen or how the interactions between these organisms is going to be disturbed if one of these organisms were to be, gone or were to become extinct or anything like that. So I'm just going to kind of go through a few examples with you and kind of show you how that works. So basically, reading this web, we see that the rabbit is getting its energy from the grass. The insect is getting its energy from the grass, and so is the slug. Now, this frog is getting its energy from the insect, and the fox is getting its energy from the frog. So I want you to show that where the arrows are pointing to, that's what's very important to that consumer, okay? And grass doesn't have any arrows going to it because grass gets its energy from the sun through photosynthesis. So now I want you to start thinking critically here. So let's say this grasshopper species is going to go extinct, right? What that's going to result in is this rat or this vole, I believe it's called in this model. They're going to really start struggling because that's their main source of energy. Now, if their main source of energy is gone, this population is going to decrease, right? The hawk might be a little affected, but not so much because it's also getting its energy from this bird and this frog. Now, if this insect is gone, and that's what consumes the grass might actually benefit here because now one of its predators, in a sense, one of its consumers is gone. Okay, so I want you to start thinking critically like that as you work through these problems. So another example would be the frog. So now let's say that the frog was to go extinct or the frog was to leave the ecosystem or anything like that. So let's take the frog out of this web. Now the fox still is going to get its energy from two other consumers, right? Now, because the frog is not eating this insect anymore, this insect population is the grasshoppers. That's going to increase because one of its main consumers is gone, okay? So that's how we want to look at these. I'm going to try to keep this video short and add more notes about this, but I hope that just kind of going through this helps you solve some problems. All right, bye everyone.